Hey, everybody, listen to the Combo Wombo podcast. With me, as always, the Mr. Gimpy, and I'm Chipmunk.
What's going on, Chip?
Yeah, switched it up on you, dude. I just went right into
I
my
expected
own.
like a boisterous bombastic, the
No, I
bombastic, turn it up. You know,
I usually go me first and then
Yeah.
go to you, so that way you can
Yeah.
just start talking naturally. But then I
Right.
came right back to me with like a greed play,
You did
a pot of
You
greed,
did.
like
You
a
did.
Yu-Gi-Oh card,
You
dude.
did. It was like
A reverse
switched it
Uno
up on
Jew.
me. You did reverse Uno.
That's right, dude.
You
Gotta
stacked
keep
the
you on
deck.
your toes.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
You did.
Hiding cards on my sleeves, dude.
So let me just start off by
Never
saying,
trust a
man,
street magician.
True. Last couple of weeks, man, have been one of those things where, you know, like as far as health wise, right? Like
Oh, dude, you've been
sick,
dying, dude. It's crazy.
I've been dead, man. I've been dead. So if people are like,
Yeah.
where's the Combo Wombo been at? They're usually so consistent. I've been fucking dead. All right? You guys,
It's facts, man.
guys don't
And not for like
understand
a
what
little
dying's
bit
like.
too. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
I think it's just you know, I've been pushing myself too much, just life wise. It's, you know, it's holiday season.
Dude, yeah, people have been going out getting sick of.
shit.
We were talking to our other buddy.
Mhm.
He went to the mall just to get like Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
Some Christmas gifts at the mall.
Yep.
Dude, we're
yep.
talking to him like the next day, he was like coughing up, hacking. We're like, bro, what happened? He's like, I don't know, it's fine. I went to buy some shoes and I'm dead sick. We're like,
Yeah.
dang, man, was it
Yeah.
worth it? He's like, yeah. We're like, all right.
It's never worth
He's
it.
like, he had to take a nap, dude. And we're like talking to him in the middle of the day. He's like, I need to just go take a nap for a little bit. We're like, all right, man, you'll be all right. He's like, yeah, I just need a nap. And we're like, all right, bro.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm feeling.
This
I'm
is
feeling
all feeding into
100%
my
now.
introverted paranoia of like, just if I could just stay home all day.
You got
not
that,
have to leave.
You got that Howard Hughes thing, right? Where it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
germs everywhere. Yeah, for sure. But
You're the second person who's told me that about me. So yes, going to that Howard Hughes final
you know, that's right. Yeah,
final boss level,
Yep. That's all right.
just without the
though.
money.
It's because of the beard, dude. That's why.
Yeah,
It's
skin just more wild, more unkempt.
exactly. The more
People are
wild
like,
your
"Oh, you
beard
wanna
is,
braid it?"
the more. The more like Howard Hughes you are, that's all it is.
Yeah,
But
Just
yeah,
keeps
dude,
going, man.
I gotta say, 2023 shaped up to be quite the year. I think
it went fast, man.
It did go fast. It really did.
It went Sonic blast processing fast, dude.
I think 2023 will be defined as the year where
The Mario
RPGs
movie came out.
RPGs became mainstream again, and I think we owe that to Baldur's Gate 3.
Didn't have an Italian accent, bro.
I know. There's that, but you know, it's still a good movie though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Obviously,
I didn't like
obviously
some of the
Jack
music
Black carried-
choices.
Really, Jack Black carried the fucking movie. Did you like the Bowser song that he did?
Uh,
Peaches?
it was all right. It just felt like so. Like, all I could hear was Jack Black
Yeah, that's all. It was.
the whole time. And I was like,
Yeah, it was great.
was
I absolutely
alright.
loved it.
I just didn't like
My
the
kids sing that song all the
80s
time.
music choices, and I'm like, whatever,
He
man.
was from the 80s. I don't know. I get it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like painted.
I feel like Mario's timeless, dude.
Yeah,
I
sure.
wanted some like straight trap beats in that movie, dude.
You wanted like 2 Chainz popping out.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I actually muted the movie apart, rewound it, and then threw on my own music over like
Yeah.
parts of the montage for real.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
dude. I was like, man, I don't like this song. Hold up. And I just like rewound it and then put on my own music because we live in the future, dude. And I'm like,
That's true. That's
I was
true.
like, dang, it would have been better with this song. And I was like, let's try it out.
Yeah,
You have the time.
Like if we're gonna talk about movies, just real quick, Ninja Turtles was fantastic.
Oh, the animated one?
Yeah, so fucking good. And if it was slept on this year, but holy shit, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Like,
All right, yeah.
right after this pod,
Is
seriously,
this
go
good as
watch it. It's that
the Michael
fucking
Bay
good.
one?
It's way better.
All right, we'll have to check it out, dude.
But it's fucking great, dude. It's fucking great, and it's
Yeah.
made for like like my kids enjoyed it, but it was made for our generation, for sure.
All right, it's made for old people who enjoy animated features.
Yeah, it really was. It was so fucking good. But that being said, I went and saw Godzilla -1 yesterday.
I don't want to hear about it, dude. I'm going to go see it this week, dude.
Outside of, I fucking loved it. That's.
You posted like 50 trailers to that movie in the Discord, dude.
Oh, yeah. Did I tell you what happened?
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. But
Yeah, but I also said that as soon as it started happening. I was like, yeah, probably one of his kids got the phone or his phone got hacked. It's over.
Yeah,
I was like, because everybody was like, do I mute him? Do I stop him? I was like, yeah, do it.
Yeah. Probably for the
We had
best,
the
so they go
council
crazy.
of
The council of the savages.
the people that we're like, do we put him on the bench? I'm like, put him on the bench. And then the Butters was like,
sure.
bench him, bro. He's like,
For
well,
sure.
he was kind of he was way hesitant about it.
I appreciate that. But I also know why. Like, you don't want it.
Yeah.
For sure. So that was fine. It should happen. But this pod, I will say we're going to go over our games of the year. And it's not going to be your typical...
But can we just like go
corporate...
circle back? Like, it wasn't anything crazy, dude. It was just like you kept posting like the trailer to Godzilla.
Yeah. So
over and over again.
To finish that,
it was like stuck on repeat because like you kept like you leave it to people's imaginations, they're gonna go immediately to the worst. So like what happened, dude? It must have been straight evil. It must have been like, oh, if they're kicking him, if his friends are kicking him off Discord that he knows in real life, dude. It might be
our Discord
kind of hateful comments is this man leaving.
So I was hyped to see Godzilla. It kind of. I actually found a sitter for the kids, so me and the wife we're going to go in a few hours to go see Godzilla, and I was like excited, so I posted the trailer for the boys in the Discord. It's like, I'm super hyped, I'm gonna go see this. As I post that, my son takes my phone out of my hand, and we were at swim class, chucks it in the pool. Like, what?
Did you dive in on after it?
No, I mean it's. The instructor just grabbed it for me, handed me back, but I wouldn't say he chucked it.
They're like happens all the time.
He just was excited, right, and grabbed my phone, and then it just slipped out of his hands. But the story's better from like he grabbed it and chucked it in the pool maliciously, and then turned around and slapped me in the face. Like
he's like, I'm in charge now, Dad.
So we got the phone dried, but it like happened right as I posted that, and for whatever reason, it just
you arcade-o'd him into the pool
900 times, and it looked like I was spamming the chat or I got hacked. But everything's fine. Phone's fine.
See, Randy Orton came back.
Hell yeah. See him.
Talking about getting your phone RKO'd out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah,
like,
CM Punk came back was really the bigger deal. R-Truth came back.
R-Truth. I'm more excited about R-Truth than
Yeah, okay. He's a good guy.
He's never. He's just gonna be comedic relief, right? Like, I don't want him to.
Yeah, they're not gonna
actually wrestle anybody at this point.
He's like almost 50 years old, right? Like.
Yeah, he's old. He's
had his.
He still looks the same age, dude.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He's like the same age for like 50 years, dude.
Definitely. He always looked like 35.
Yeah.
Like
a solid 35.
For sure. But yeah, man, let's so this pod game of the year. We're not gonna be like a corporate, like, oh, Baldur's Gate wins everything, so we all played it. We're two dudes with lives, man. We're two dudes on. We're two dudes with lives.
I heard my coworker talk about playing that
shit. You know why? Because I don't have time for it. I famously said on the pod that there's RPGs I'm gonna co-op with my wife, Starfield, Baldur's Gate. I purchased them. They're purchased.
Right.
Haven't sat down and play them. So this game of the year is based on games we actually played. Now, like in certain sense, people are like, this didn't come out in 2023. Fuck you. Yeah. That's why. That's all I'm saying.
Dude.
In the most
even better, dude. You can get it
playful way possible.
You can get the game on sale or something now, dude. If it's
exactly.
We still got good games out there, dude. These dank old games from the back of the shack.
So to start off, I'm gonna tell
underneath the ice crust of the bottom of the freezer, dude. We're chiseling out these frigid classics, dude.
Hell yeah. But no. I think all of mine are from 2023. I think. I haven't gone back and checked, but I'm pretty sure. So we're going to start off with my two biggest disappointments of the year. I'm going to start with...
Can I start with mine real quick, dude? Because I barely have any.
Sure.
If we're just talking about games that we played this year, all I played was that new CSGO 2. Guess that came out.
Counter-Strike 2, yeah.
I don't like it.
But it's just...
I'm not enjoying it. I've kind of stopped playing it altogether. I enjoyed the new map maker's all right in it, the new Hammer 2 editor.
Hammer's been out for a while, though, but yeah.
I don't like some of the features on how to integrate maps or whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Sure.
Played more Hearthstone, also still a bad game. Like, it's getting progressively worse because they fired a bunch of the developers. Like, now sometimes
studio. Actually, they were coming out with a new card game. I can't remember what it was called.
All right, that makes sense because they gave up on this one. Sometimes when I start up the game now, like, the screen will be broken and like shifted over to the right. Like, it's just gotten like really bad. I played some Battle Bits remastered, on the field. Game's fun. It's chaotic. I almost feel like there's too many people on the map.
Like that game.
All right, well, that's fair. It's not every game's gonna be for everybody, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I played some Elden Rings. I don't think I played enough to really have an opinion on it. I've had fun with it. I had fun playing with my boys.
Yeah.
I played The Front. It's like an early access game. I was forced to play that. Horrible game. Would not recommend.
Was that again for people in the back?
It's
The Front?
Yeah, The Front, dude. Okay. It's not even like a good name for a game. I don't know if it'll ever be good. I was like talking to my buddy about this just the other day where I was like, it's early access. Like, is there any way that they can like Hail Mary turn this game around? They're like, it was so unoptimized, so bad. It felt like it should have been illegal to sell to people, like in such a broken state.
Yeah.
And he also brought up the point that like any game that says early access on Steam should have a 30-day demo. Like, or at least like a demo available.
I think maybe 72 hours.
I mean, that's kind of like the refund policy already.
You have a 2-week window, right? So yeah, but
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they gotta do something, man. This is ridiculous. Maybe just get rid of early access maybe just only put finished games on your platform. There's plenty of finished games.
We're not going backwards though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
even consoles are allowing early access games on it now. They're called previews now, so you're
disgusting.
Not gonna keep it. Yeah.
Yep. Like, they're just getting lazier and lazier. I played that Diablo 4, the new.
Yeah.
When I played it, they didn't have my class. I wanted to play a Necromancer. Worst game ever, dude.
That was all right.
Yeah, it was the beta. I played the beta.
Game. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, man, they paywall on my Necromancer because they know it's the only. I think they put the Necromancer out like the last day, so there wasn't like enough time to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more Diablo. It was not. I mean, I preferred Diablo Immortal over Diablo 4 because at least Diablo Immortal had like Deckard Cain voice acting, like a good coherent story. I would say like the story in that's fine for Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal is actually like a decent, good story. It sticks to like fast-paced, quick Diablo story. It's a good bite-sized Diablo story you can like sink your teeth into and just be done with it. As long as you don't get like pulled into like the PvP or any like pay to win mechanics, like you can play through the single player narrative game just fine and it's fun.
All right, hot take. All right.
Yeah, no, Diablo 4 is like, dude, like everything's so far away from each other. Like everything's always online. Like you have to be online for everything. Like even like little encounters.
I mean, Diablo Immortal is the same way.
Yeah. But like I feel like the expectations are different just because it's like a mobile game. So it's like, this is mobile jank. So you're willing more excusable. Okay. Whereas like if you're like, oh, this is the big AAA tadpole, and it's like you put this mobile jank into this, fuck you. You're adding like a $30 Game Pass, and everyone's like, oh, nobody's gonna buy that. It's like you will when it's on sale for $10. You fucking lunatic. You're part of the problem. you sheep.
Sure.
What else, man? Mostly it's been. I played some Overwatch 2. Was that this year? Fuck. It's last year.
Yep.
It's last year. Played a little bit more Overwatch, man. Still
ass. The game sucks.
No, it's not bad. It's Overwatch. I'm more upset that they got rid of Overwatch 1, that you can't access that anymore. Yeah. I think that should be illegal.
The maps suffered from lowering the player count because they were clearly designed for 6v6, and having 5v5 really hampered just how the maps feel and how the maps play for me. Yeah,
like battles would take like hard swings, and there's not an ability to really recover.
Yeah. I think the gameplay, like the style of game, is just broken in that, and I don't think Blizzard is versed enough currently to fix it.
Yeah, they really seem like they're getting rid of any staff that they can and like shuttering things.
It's not even getting rid of. The staff's just leaving. They don't get it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's a sinking ship because it's like got bought out. Yeah. So they're like, we don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty.
Right.
People would rather move on to like bigger and brighter things instead of being like on a slowly sinking ship where they're like, oh, we kind of see where this is going.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's fair. Like, you got to do that. Don't expect any of these mega corporations to look out for you.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what was your favorite game that you played in 2023? Because this has been a lot of negativity. So what did you enjoy playing?
I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, honestly, I can't think of like one game where I'm like, yeah, I have fun playing this. Like, yeah, I played some League, dude. I played some TFT.
Yeah.
There's Teamfight Tactics. I played the Ruins of Eteria or whatever, the League of Legends card game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that single player mode. The card mode was kind of like Slay the Spire.
Yep.
But it was very small and not very fleshed out because they're like, nobody's going to play this. And I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. I enjoy this. Nah, man, I don't know. It's
okay.
Yeah, I think I mostly ended up playing just a ton of Counter-Strike against my will.
I will butt in here because I think you're forgetting a game you played, but it wasn't 2023. Marvel Spider-Man. You were playing that on the PC for quite a bit. I feel.
I played like some of that from 2022 into 2023. I was playing that in VR on the PC. It's fun, man. Right, Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. You can't go wrong. They figured it out.
Yeah, they really did.
They had a spider cat in it.
Great. So
does whatever a spider can.
So I'm going to start with my own biggest disappointments of this year. The first one is Forspoken. I was excited because it was a new IP from Square, which they haven't done a new IP in quite some time. I thought you yourself talk about like stories where you get transported to another world, isekai into another world. So I thought that in that aspect it would be right up your alley.
Quantum immortality.
I thought the combat looked good. The graphics, it's probably like the most graphically polished game I've seen in some time. And I thought the real actress to in-game porting looked the best and probably better than it ever has.
Nice.
And this is all visual fidelity. Like the game looked good. And then the game came out.
Yeah.
Buggy. Gameplay was just annoying, too many menus, things like that. It just fell flat, and that was really disappointing to me, to the point where I didn't even buy it. Like I played the demo and was so disappointed by it, and I'm like, okay, I'll wait for like reviews or let's plays to get people's opinions, and they were stretching to try and find good in the game. So
yeah, it's
unfortunate, but that game makes my list of most disappointing. And
they shut down that whole studio, man.
They did. Yeah. That's how bad it was. Yeah. Unfortunate, dude. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Cause it seems like you said, like the workmanship was there. It just didn't really have the heart, where it was like all the moving pieces were good. They had like good technology, big name actors and actresses to like come in and do voices. The AAA polish was there with the fidelity and graphics. Some of the combo systems people said really good things about.
Yeah,
it just kind of fell apart with like the story, some of the
UI, the
UI
decision,
the gameplay loop, how big like the things were in between things. So, but like I don't know, a lot of that is like producer and executive game designer decisions. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's not like
True.
all the other people did their job. They did a great job. It was just like, I don't know, the studio heads who met for this idea and whoever pitched it, like, this is like an executive producer.
Not every idea is going to be a banger, and unfortunately, that was one of them.
And like, I don't know, we always say that we want people to take like more risks too, like make these smaller games. But they like swung for the fences, man. With this, they're like,
fucking fences,
They're like, okay, make a AAA, let's go, and it's like, no, man, just give them like a AA budget. I know, like big corporate doesn't think,
in small scale,
in small scale, they're like, no, it's because it has to be worth our time. We're starting a studio for this. We need to make it. I would have rather had like that same team that did Forspoken do 3 smaller games for like a third of the budget each.
Yeah, just build up your definitely.
Kind of like another game people, that got Kickstarter like into Baldur's Gate.
Yep. Which we'll talk about in a sec.
Yeah.
But the other game that I was super disappointed in 2023 was Redfall. Famously on this pod, I said I was looking forward to it because I love the studio behind it, Arcane, and I was like, it's their first multiplayer foray. They're known for great map design. They're known for great just like exploration and just systems that just mesh together. And Deathloop, game made by them, was my game of the year for 2021. So I was really looking forward to Redfall. I thought co-oping through an arcade game with someone or with a group of people would have been amazing. That game came out and sucked shit. Sucked absolute ass. Now,
what does that game really look like to you though? Like a co-op multiplayer vampire survivor game? Like, what's the core gameplay loop for you?
What do you mean for me?
Like for you, so for like the ideal game. No, for you, like when you hear the idea, like what comes to your mind where you're like, yeah, this will be great.
Well, the fact that it was made by Arcane, I wanted, like your own character to be like leveled up in unique ways that are unique to you. So like huge branching character tree, decent story, and the fact that it was multiplayer, I thought more of an open world, but with missions you had to do. To get through the vampires. And I thought, like, with Arcane's level of polish, and usually like there's like big set pieces for the level, like the level could dynamically change like midway through the game, like maybe the vampires take over like a church or something. The church was the main center point in the town, that church gets destroyed, so then part of the town's destroyed, then you have new areas that open up to explore, maybe a underground vampire hive, things like that. I thought, sky's the limit, and vampires haven't been done to death in gaming. So sure. I was interested.
It's hard to do that AI, man.
And with after playing Deathloop, dude, I believe in them. And Prey, Prey 2018, 2017. If you haven't played that, dude, fucking play that, honestly.
I'd play it.
But I was really looking forward to it, and it just shat the bed on in every aspect. But enemies were bullet spongy. The world wasn't interesting to explore, which what the fuck, Arcane. And then it came out later that no one at the studio believed in the project. They were kind of forced to do this.
Yeah, like most of the staff left.
Yeah. and everyone was like, fuck this, we don't make these types of games. But there's a silver lining to this. Arcane's next project, they're going back to vampires. And I know what you're thinking. Ooh, why would you go that?
Yeah,
they're making a single player Blade game. Marvel Studios Blade. They are making in the same vein as Marvel Spider-Man and the new Wolverine game coming out from Insomniac. Arcane is making Blade.
I'm not sold on it, dude. I'm just like, yeah.
It's single player, where they shine. I'm giving them another chance because all the previous efforts were so good, so damn good. But
I'm giving them no chance, dude. You burnt too many bridges. I feel like the studio is just fundamentally different than.
They burnt too many bridges. They released all the bridges. Shit game.
Yeah, but like if you just look at like how many people left the studio, like where everybody's at, like it just feels like a different studio at this point.
You know what? I disagree, because I think you could still have this. I think, yes, people make the studio identity, right? But I think when that studio has an identity, the people who you hire want to embrace that as well. If there's unless they're just like job hunting for job hunting's sake, but people who want to work there. That's what most people are,
bro. You're like, people who want to work.
Disagree.
Like, looking for a job.
I disagree in a creative field. Like for me, right? Growing up, I wanted to work for Sega because I loved Sega's style of games, right?
The blast processing.
Game dev-wise, my own like style of games that I typically create are that Sega arcade style of game still. So if I worked for Sega, it'd be those types of games that I'd want to make. And I think of people who work for Arcade, if they truly wanted to work there, that's the type of games they wanted to make. So I think maybe I'm optimistic, but fingers crossed that Blade's good. So, jumping into the biggest surprises of the year, and I'm just going to go quick hitters on this one. Hi-Fi Rush, fucking surprise dropped end of January after the Game Awards, and was a fantastic character action game with a fucking banging soundtrack, great like cartoony style graphics, phenomenal. Yeah. Absolutely loved it. Great shadow drop, fantastic game. Bomb Rush Cyberfunk came out, which was like a love letter to Jet Set Radio. Hideki Nakanuma contributed a single track to the game, but the game itself was like an expanse on Jet Grind / Jet Set's philosophy that worked very well, and it was a fucking banger of a game. And my personal biggest surprise was my favorite roguelike of all time, Binding of Isaac, the current version, Repentance. The devs came back and said, we're doing online multiplayer. So that is currently in beta right now. I have not tried it because it involves you deleting your saves or backing up your saves, and I just didn't want to go through that rigmarole. But the fact that multiplayer is coming to my favorite roguelike ever is fucking huge. So those are my biggest surprises of 2023. Biggest turnaround. A game that
My biggest surprise is that I played any current games at all.
Yeah.
I actually sat down and played some games.
Yeah. The biggest.
I know. Do I just not like video games? Is that
I think
what
you
this
do.
is?
I just think I think you're more
slowly coming to the realization.
I think you're more into creating what you want than searching to play for something that you'd like, and that's okay.
Sure.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll say the biggest turnaround of the year, the game that I've given up on, that I loved the concept, Warhammer Darktide. I bought the game on release. It was buggy as hell, but the core gameplay loop was super fun. If you played like Warhammer Vermintide or Vermintide 2, Left 4 Dead, it's a very Left 4 Dead style of game. In the Warhammer, grimdark universe.
You're selling me on this.
It just came out in a buggy state and kind of an unfinished state, right? Which, let's be honest, most games are coming out in. But shout out to the devs of, I think it's Fat Shark, who just kept grinding, kept just polishing the game. And I jumped into it 2 weeks ago. It's like a whole new game. It was super fun. It was stable. Everything they added is very interesting, and props to them. That game is reinstalled. It's on the hard drive. It's going to start being a more and more played game. It is on Game Pass. If you still have Game Pass and you want to play it, I will definitely play it with you.
All right.
So yeah, Warhammer Darktide. Congrats. You've earned your place back on my hard drive and back to me wanting to play it.
Back in your heart, dude.
All right, let's get to the games of the year, baby. So action game.
Dun dun.
Like I said, Hi-Fi Rush came out, things like that. Armored Core 6 is my personal action game of the year, and that's over like Wolong, Fallen Dynasty, Lies of P, games like that.
Really? Did you play Lies of P, dude?
Yeah. I play Lies of P. I did not beat it. I'm 9 hours into it, but Armored Core just fast-paced action.
Just hit different, huh?
It just like building to beat a boss, things like that. It just scratched all those like endorphin rushes for me. And the only gripe I have against Armored Core is the multiplayer mode was ass. I wanted to have mechs that I built to like join up with friends and matchmake and fight other mechs that people built in like a team fighting aspect. I wanted co-op to go through missions, not because missions were hard, which they are. It's from Soft, so it's definitely some difficulty in the game, but because it's fun to have another giant ass mech running around blowing shit up, right?
Yeah.
There's a mod that someone's making that has co-op working, which I'm looking forward to. But I will say, as far as the single player aspect, I enjoyed Armored Core so much that it was on my Steam Deck, and I was playing it on the computer on the Steam. Like when I got done on my computer, I would immediately grab my Steam Deck and play it more.
I could use some more Armored Core.
So the reason why Armored Core
I chose take the Armored Core with you.
Yeah, exactly. As my favorite action game is because I couldn't stop playing it. Wolong had a great parry system, but I liked from Team Ninja's previous efforts more, that were the Neo series. It was a good Dark Souls-like, but the story I didn't care. Some of the levels were a little long in the tooth. Boss fights were top-notch, though. Lies of P, great boss fights, great character design, wonderful story. It didn't grab me like Armored Core did. And now people are like, oh, these are completely separate genres, but they're action games. Let's just...
I've heard people say like the Lies of P is kind of like the sleeper game. You should check it out if you haven't.
Yeah.
If you like Souls-like type games, like they're like this one might be it for you. Like if you like the good level designs, good combat. I've heard like it would probably be like the Souls-like game that I would like just because of like the combo parry system. It's like from what was the other one?
The Pinocchio story is very interesting because it kind of takes a twist on what you know as well.
Yeah. People enjoy it.
My Switch game of the year is Pikmin 4. Pikmin's a fantastic strategy game, and it has co-op, and it's just good-hearted fun.
More Pikmins.
Takes some brain power. Co-opted it with my wife, and I will see people are like, Mario Wonder is your game of the year? I haven't played it yet. I bought it, but and it's under the Christmas tree. I'm going to play it with my kids, so that's purely why I just haven't played it yet.
Okay,
racing,
will be next year's game of the year.
as far as like we're gonna do sports/racing games because they usually combine those. And as you know, from the pod, I bought a.
I mean, it has to be Forza, right? It's not even like.
It's Forza. It's Forza.
Did they do Gran Turismo this year, dude? Because nobody cares, dude.
Gran Turismo was like the year before, I believe.
All right.
For 6, let's say they did it this year. But I chose Forza. It's the reason I bought a wheel, and it opened up a whole new world of just money sink because I'm enjoying sim racing now. Like I'm still playing Forza predominantly, but I got into like the rally series. I've been playing Wreckfest. I've been playing Dirt Rally. I'm looking into EA WRC. I've been having more fun physically, like just driving in general, just because like the racing games are there. But yeah, Forza definitely my racing game of the year. People are all like, oh, it's not the multiplayer is great. The community focusing on not just smashing into you all the time, which you have Wreckfest for that, and there's a new Wreckfest coming out in 2024. But top notch, was very fun. So Forza racing game of the year. My VR game of the year.
What was that? AEW wrestling game? Did that also come out this year?
It did. I didn't play it though. I just
everyone just said it was kind of mid. Like the story mode wasn't good.
Here's how mid it was. We didn't even bring it up.
Yeah, I forgot about it. So we're like, sporting games. I was like, oh dang, this is the perfect time to talk about Kenny Omega. And I was like, no, it's not.
My VR game of the year. This was a tough one for me because the game I'm choosing, I haven't played much, but but that's because I wanted time. I specifically have time off usually at the end of December to just play games. In this game, I've purposely waited to complete until then. So my game of the year for VR is Vertigo 2. I've played it for 3 hours so far, and it got it because it's stuck in my head. The gameplay was very fun, story was very fucking interesting, and the world building is amazing. And I'm pretty sure it's made by one guy. Shout out to you, man. Vertigo 2, that's gonna be the game when I have my week off of work. That's the first game I'm playing through is Vertigo 2. Other shout outs, all multiplayer games. Breachers, basically Rainbow Six Siege in VR, fantastic. Ghosts of Tabor, basically Escape from Tarkov in VR, fantastic. Grimlord, basically Dark Souls in VR, which was probably my favorite of those bunches, honestly. But yeah, shout out to all those guys, and congrats.
Didn't that one weird Kickstarter scam game came out the day before?
It did, yeah. It's an extraction shooter, and people it got advertised as an MMO, yeah.
Sometimes you gotta make a pivot. You realize like making the MMO is hard.
Bait and switch, yeah.
It even says like MMO and stuff on the Steam page still, and people are like, "Man, come on."
Yeah, fucking lying sets of shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe they started out with the intent to make a MMORPG, and they just realized like, oh, that's really hard because it's a small studio. Yeah, but they also have like a history of like scams and flams, and
it's a scam.
And they had like weird scammy software, or allegedly, man. We don't know. We haven't dug too deep into it. We ain't no lawyers. We got eyeballs though, and none of this looks right, dude. Like,
yeah. And just kind of wrapping up. I'm almost done here. Fighting game of the year. Tekken 8 comes out in January, so that'll be a 2024
How dare you,
game.
bro?
No,
you got Street Fighter 6. You're like, we gotta give it to Tekken 8, dude.
No, I didn't give it to Tekken 8. It's going to Street Fighter 6. And I'm famously a Mortal Kombat fan. I have actually it's not on camera, but I have a Mortal Kombat poster over here.
I have the MK Mortal Kombat.
I went to MK tournaments all around the world, or not world, but country, state, and
regional.
Regional. No, I went
at the local Blockbuster.
I mean, I traveled for it, but
all right. Down the block.
Street Fighter 6 is my fighting game of the year. It's perfect. I have nothing bad to say about Street Fighter 6, including how they're handling DLC and the DLC characters. It's perfect.
Nice.
There's like people are like, okay, you could like more some fighting systems more, but as far as what the game set out to do and what it wanted to do, it did no wrong.
That's all you can ask for, man.
Mortal Kombat 1, very fun story. Online is just kind of broken at launch, and the fact that it doesn't have full crossplay immediately just really hampers it. I also bought it on PC, which, you know, I have, like, Warner Brothers has not come out and said, and you know, people are like, it's NetherRealm who's doing this shit. I think it's the publisher too who's just kind of dragging their feet, but they're like, well, we'll look into crossplay in the future between Xbox and PS5. What about PC? You know, like, you released the game, and then the game on Switch came out in a fucking horrible state. Like, you shouldn't have even done that. You know, and like, I will say Mortal Kombat 1 is fun.
I told you, like, Mortal Kombat
it's fun.
11 crashed my Switch, like, bro Switch.
Yeah. So, you know, MK, I think, even though I think your game's fun, Street Fighter just came out swinging this year. You know, and like I said, I still play MK1. It's still installed. The last time I played it was 3 days ago. But Street Fighter 6, whenever I play it for hours.
Yeah.
You know, MK1 I play for probably 7 or 8 matches, and then like the online is just like shit, or I'm done with like the daily challenge, and I'm like, all right, fuck it. But or check out the DLC characters, because Omni-Man's a fucking beast. But
yeah, dude.
You know,
I've noticed that as well. Like, if we want to talk about like new trends in gaming, it was like all the weird crossover promos that have been happening.
Yep.
Like Nicki Minaj and COD, and
it's weird. Yeah.
Spawn. You got the Omni-Man showing up everywhere. You got the Peter Griffin in like Fortnite.
Yeah. So then,
I mean, but that's kind of been Fortnite's bread and butter. It's been like these weird crosses. They're doing like a Lego of a game. They've been like, we got too much money. How can we spend it? And they're like, yeah, let's just throw random things here and see what sticks. And I appreciate that.
Yep. Getting to my personal game of the year this year. Now, let me address this first. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3, I am sure if I played it, would probably be my game of the year. I love Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I love Larian Studios, and the fact that you can co-op it and it seems so open, and I like those types of games. I am sure it would be my game of the year. But I haven't played it because of the time required to play it, and I want to co-op it with my wife. I just haven't played it yet, so this is why it's not my game of the year. Don't shoot me. Alan Wake 2 is my game of the year.
Oh.
As I've stated during this whole thing, games that I can't stop thinking about, that I can't stop going back to play, that if I'm done playing, I immediately want to play it again, typically do very well for me. And Alan Wake 2, even if you haven't played the first game or the you know, little Xbox Live Arcade like expansion DLC-ish, you know, thing, does a phenomenal job of filling you in on the story. The narrative was so good. It combines live action with like digital in-game stuff. It fucks with your mind the entire time. It's like you're in a living Twin Peaks episode that you're experiencing, and you're constantly changing. As the story just progressed, each chapter just really fucking piles onto itself. The combat was simple but worked well enough to be fun. The atmosphere was absolutely fantastic, and even some of the clunky detective work, that like the system they did was a little clunky, but it was so interesting that I just couldn't put it down, dude. Alan Wake 2 was like a good book that you were writing as you're playing it. You know what I mean? It was like, there's so many different ways that the story could have went, and that as you're playing, it's going the way you think, and then you get stuck in a part, and when you're playing as Alan Wake himself, you rewrite the fucking game so you can continue. So the story just takes a fucking turn and twists.
Swerves on you.
I cannot overstate how much I loved Alan Wake this year, and I will say that this is Remedy Entertainment's magnum opus. I don't think they will ever make a game as good, but you know, they'll damn sure try. So Remedy, this is obviously what you've wanted to make for years, and it shows. And I hope you get as many awards as you can, and I hope like the game is selling well, because I fucking appreciated it. And I know you don't play horror games, Chip, but dude, it's an experience, man.
All right.
Alan Wake 2, and it's on Game Pass, but no, it's not on Game Pass. I'm sorry, you have to buy it. But if it's on sale, dude,
money.
I'm probably gonna throw it at you, dude, just because I honestly enjoyed it so goddamn much, dude.
Damn it.
You know, So Alan Wake 2 is my game of the year.
All right, man. It's what's left to say. It hasn't been said, man.
Yeah,
Alan Wake 2.
Yeah. So, to kind of wrap up the pod today, I'm going to say, are you looking to anything in 2024, whether it be gaming or gaming creation or something, just to wrap up?
No, I don't. There's nothing that's like really standing out with all the broken expectations and shattered dreams of all the terrible DLCs and busted alpha state games that have been coming out there. Like, there's nothing coming up that I'm like, man, this is gonna be great. Like, I don't know. What about you, man? Is there any like big franchise release that you're looking forward to?
5 games for sure, but 6 because Tekken 8, which I already said.
Jeez,
we're gonna get to the 5. At the
What's
Game
wrong
Awards,
with you, man?
At the Game Awards, Sega announced. Sega had a big fucking announcement. As I said previously on the pod, as you know, when I was a kid growing up, I was a Sega kid. I wanted to work for Sega. The reason why I make games is because of Sega.
That's like the 5th time you said that. We get it, bro. Like, you love Sega, bro.
Sega announced a new Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi.
Of Rage.
All right.
A new Shinobi. A new Golden Axe.
Dragging out the old catalog here.
And a new Jet Set Radio.
All right. So it's like everything they've packaged in with like the Sega Mini.
Yeah.
The retro.
Dude. If Sega can pull this off, they will be the best third-party publisher of the year. And
do they have to be great games though? I feel like if they just make like good games, like that's enough, right? Or are we in like an era of like they have to be amazing?
2 of them have to be great. But Sega, and if you've been paying attention, they've been crawling their way back into just making banger after banger.
Yeah, the Persona series, Sega Sonic Frontier or whatever.
Sonic Frontier, yeah, exactly. So my fingers are crossed for it. They're my favorite publisher, my old favorite like dev teams, like AM4 and Sonic Team and all the great Sega teams of the past. It's and the people who are working for Sega now are our generation.
Yeah.
Like, these are the people who grew up with it, and if you're working on a franchise that you grew up with, you're going to put your body, sweat, and tears into your blood, sweat, and tears into this game.
It definitely feels like a more nimble, open-minded Sega.
Yep.
Whereas like the Sega of the past, like would notoriously refuse to work with like anybody else. Like everything has to be in house. Like, we're not going to publish on any other platform. Blah blah. This one's like, all right, we gotta like get it from the bone. We gotta get out here, get the marrow out of the bone. Who can we work with? What can we do? Like, what's a good studio? Like,
So that's what I'm looking forward to, dude. Obviously, like there's other things coming out. I'm sure that'll.
Like, what if we don't sue all the fan art and people making fan games? What if we don't like send them?
Sega doesn't.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's like that's Sega being like, hey, what if we don't do that? Like, what if we like, we're still like an evil corporation, but like, what if we're just like a little less evil than everybody else? Like, maybe we can get some goodwill going here.
But dude. So that's.
I feel like that could be Sega's new motto.
Yeah.
Before they have blast processing, and then like it could be like Sega Corporation, just a little less evil.
Yeah.
Than other corporations.
Exactly. So dude, my fingers are crossed. My heart's hopeful. If all those games are bad, no one would fucking dude, check on me. You know what I mean? Like, if all those games are bad, check on me. Honestly. Yeah. But
send help, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But
I don't know, what are they announced for? Are they going to be AAA games? Are they going for AA? Is it going to be mobile games, dude?
Didn't announce anything outside of.
Yeah, are they pachinko machines, bro? Like, it could be anything, bro. Don't get your hopes too up, bro.
My hopes are way up here, dude, and they're not coming down, dude.
It could be slot machines. They're like, here it is.
If you announced one of those games, right, it's already going to be on my list of most anticipated. But you announced 5 at once in a series that I loved growing up, dude.
They're like, here it is, Sonic's Casino, and they're like unveil it. It's like mobile slot machines for each of those franchises.
Don't put that evil out there, dude.
You're like, oh no,
we're not Konami, baby.
You never know, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, temper those expectations down, dude. Man. Like,
yeah, dude,
right now you're like up here at 11, dude. Just bring it down to like a 6 or 3, dude. Like,
you got it. We'll see how it is. We'll see what 2024 brings. Well, I think we'll do the pod. I think we're gonna take a break for Christmas because the day the pod comes out is Christmas Eve. So there'll be an episode next week, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll be back in the New Year's.
Holidays, dude, sicknesses, cold and flu season, man.
So everybody who's been listening to us throughout the year, throughout our start, and we've been growing, appreciate you all.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's to everybody.
Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, and if you celebrate nothing, happy
Festivus.
Good day, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Hopefully you can find something that's open, dude. Like, it's always the worst. Like if you don't celebrate a holiday and like everything's closed. And you're just, I don't know, the closest experience I've had is like working overnights.
Oh yeah.
And then like you're like up early and everything's still like, because we're not like a huge city like New York where everything's open 24/7. It's like, no, there's like business hours here. Like you're like around, like nothing's open. You're like, can't do shit. Everything's closed. You're like, God damn, I can't go. Like no stores open. I just want to buy a new pair of socks. Want to buy, like,
exactly.
Want to go to the grocery store. It's crazy. Wait.
Sure. But yeah, dude, that's with that, man. Everybody like, share, subscribe. We're out of here.
We out. Peace.